Alright guys, back again. Round 2, Walther PPK. Last video I got the trigger guard, trigger and trigger transfer bar, as well as the extra spring tensioner thing that gives you extra trigger tension right before you break the sear. Okay, on the hammer there. So everything works here. And one good thing about this stainless version is all the pins go in very easily, except for this one, but I blame that spring. The spring for the trigger guard is extremely tight, and I was doing this off camera, I apologize, but basically once you put tension, once you push in that cone, it's going to hold your mag release in. As long as you hold this trigger guard, and this front part is going to lock it in. So basically all you're doing is levering that down to line up that pin. And you're holding it with one hand and trying to get it in the other hand. And I apologize, I could not do it on camera, and I don't have the right setup or lighting or... Anyways. But this gun is awesome. So the next thing we want to put together is the hammer, the hammer spring, and I'm going to call it the hammer strut, I guess. That's the thing, this little guy right here. That transfers the spring tension from the main hammer spring. It runs up and down here. It transfers that onto the hammer. So it puts the tension on the hammer for you. Alright, so first thing you want to do is throw in this bar down this hole. And the cutout is going to line it up for you. It can only go in one way, otherwise it's going to wedge in backwards. But basically the end, the long part goes that back towards the beaver tail. Next thing, you want to throw in your hammer. The hammer goes in and goes down underneath the sear here. You can kind of see it. I don't know how well it's coming out. But you want to link that down in there. You want to throw in this pin. Well, not a pin, whatever. This drops the hammer when you have your safety on, and you rack the slide, drops the hammer. This is the little thing that does that. Basically, the hole in that thing goes forward. Okay? So basically that just rests in next to the hammer here. And last but not least is the pin that holds them all together. Put those in, and you really can't tell about this one. There's a little sticking out. Let's see if I can get some light on it. There's a little pin there and a little, or a tab and a little hole. You want to put that, and that actually goes flush there. Kinda, yeah, you can't really make it out. Alright, next thing you want to put in is your hammer spring. Okay, throw that around that strut. Get kicking around in there. And then you put your plug in. Okay, make sure it's lined up the right way. And you kind of want to center it just by feel. Make sure it's the spring is centered in the center of that plug. So right here, I want to test my hammer tension. Okay, actually going to switch hands here. See how am I going to do this? Okay, my left hand is holding the pin in. My right hand is going to operate the hammer. See if I get the strut and everything's all lining up. Okay, it seems to work pretty good. You never want to drop your hammer. You want to make sure you drop it in the safe way. Okay? And everything seems to be working out. So I'm going to go ahead, while I keep the tension on it, because once it's all lined up in there, you don't want to let it go and then put this back in and have it screwed up. So this takes the flat pin. No notches, no nothing. And basically with your left hand, press down on it, and with your other hand you want to throw in the pin. If I can do it. It actually wants to go in from this side. Okay, this side of the firearm wants to take the pin in. I apologize for doing it off camera, but it's a lot of spring tension in here. Alright, that was easy. Man, that's a good way to hold it, and you can press in with this, drop the pin in just like that. It might go in from the other side, but this is I don't want to mess around with it too much. Alright, we'll test it out. Hammer locks up. Safely drop the hammer. Everything works. Okay. Next thing is the slide. So to put the slide on, cock the hammer, drop your trigger guard down and to the right, and you have to throw on your barrel spring. If you loosen it, if you put it one way, it tightens. You can't twist it. If you twist it the other way, it actually goes on easy. Okay? And it's the skinny side down, fat side forward. And throw on your slide. I keep the safety off. Okay? All the way back. Okay? And then down. Drop your trigger guard back up. And we're going to test out the decocker, see if that works. That works. And everything feels really tight because I was doing some work to this, which I am going to describe in another video, but I'll dry fire it. A lot of hammer tension. And last but not least, throw our grips on. Through that, the screw for the grip goes through that. Hold that down. Throw on your grip panel for the other side. I actually want to hold it this way so the screw doesn't fall out. And just tighten up your little screw here. Line them up before you tighten them all up. Make sure they're all good and lined up. Covers everything up. And there you go. I forgot a piece. But it's not the end of the world. The piece that I forgot is the last shot hold open, which is not critical to the operation, but that was the piece that I dropped earlier. Alright, that's why I did not put it together. Alright, your slide catch, sorry. Slide catch has two little, there's one, I don't know what you call that, tab, goes in, it rests in here, and the spring goes in there. So I put the pin in first and throw the tab in, and then I use a little screwdriver, and you just want to press down and throw your pin in. Spring. Sorry I can't talk today. That's awesome. And we'll throw the slide back on. And apologize for being off camera. But let's see if the alright, I have a taken apart magazine which still seems to work. But it does not lock the slide open. That's a problem. Anyways, that is reassembly. I'm going to have to diagnose this. Alright, peace.